Tottenham were aiming to bounce back from a humiliating FA Cup defeat to Manchester City when they took on Portsmouth in the Premiership in February 2004. Spurs had led 3-0 at half-time against 10-man City, but still lost the game 4-3. Portsmouth were hoping to improve on the worst away record in the league. They hadn't won on the road all season. There was a home debut for new Spurs signing Jermaine Defoe, who'd moved from West Ham in a £7 million deal. David Pleat was still caretaker manager following Glenn Hoddle's dismissal back in September. Pleat made two changes from the 11 that started against Manchester City. Defoe replaced Portuguese striker Helder Postiga, while Johnny Jackson came in on the left-hand side of midfield in place of the injured Christian Ziege. Harry Redknapp and chairman Milan Mandaric had forged a formidable partnership together at Portsmouth. In the Pompey ranks, Teddy Sheringham, who returned to White Hart Lane for the first time since his summer move to the south coast. The England striker still a popular figure in North London. There was a debut for John Curtis at right back. He'd arrived on a free from Leicester. Redknapp made two other changes from the side that had drawn with Wolves. In came Nigel Quasi and Yakubu in place of Patrick Berger and Ivica Mornar. Peter Walton, the man in charge. Your match commentator is John Champion.
Portsmouth, not the best of travellers in the English Premier League. Of their 23 points this season, 19 have been gained at Fratton Park. Tottenham with 3 wins in their last 4 Premier League outings. It makes this a tough assignment for Harry Redknapp and Pompey. Here's Berkovic. Yakubu! Took a deflection on its way towards Casey Keller's goal. Berkovic again, stepping over it for Quasi. It's a positive start by Portsmouth. Pumped up with plenty of self-belief. Yakubu's goals have been important to them this season. Robbie Keane. Now Jermaine Defoe. And Defoe! Marks his debut with a splendidly taken goal. And the vast majority of the 36,000 plus inside White Hart Lane very happy with their first sighting of the new acquisition. £7 million worth of striking talent from West Ham. Linking well with his new partner Robbie Keane, and Spurs have the lead. Taylor. Berkovic. Couldn't feed it through to Yakubu. Nigel Quasi. Ledley King. Carr. Brown. Ushering Simon Davis forward. Up against the new fullback Curtis, and Davis had a go. A number of the younger players have come to prominence since David Pleat took over as caretaker manager. He was involved in his role as director of football in bringing many of them to the club in the first place. And now Stefan Dalma. Michael Brown. Here goes Simon Davis. They've opened Portsmouth up. Shaki Hislop came out, narrowed the angle, got the block. Here's Dalma again. Keane. Just too many Portsmouth bodies back there for Spurs to navigate their way through. Curtis back to Hislop. Good atmosphere at White Hart Lane. Their traumas and travails this season. 13th in the table. Portsmouth are 17th at the moment, averaging a point a game. Dalma. Zayu down to Taylor. Quasi. Amdi Faye. Berkovitz. It is patient from Pompey. Quasi. Is that rarity, a Scottish international who hails from Peckham. But he does have a powerful left foot. And it swung not too far wide. Johnny Jackson. Smertin has found Berkovitz. And on for Yakubu, who's onside. Sheringham is central. There's Carr. Oh, and he played it in. Off Berkovitz. Tried to clear it. It hit the Portsmouth man and rebounded into the net. It's a fortuitous equaliser for Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth. But they've had their moments of bad luck during the course of the campaign, so they'll eagerly accept a piece of good fortune. Yakubu's pace getting in behind Tottenham. Carr's attempt to clear. Smack into the face of Berkovitz. Off the forehead and in. I suppose it goes down as a mistake against Stephen Carr, but what was he to do? How was he to know that that would be the end result? Portsmouth have yet to win away this season. Have the worst away record in the Premier League. 4 draws and 8 defeats and just 3 away goals. And yet at home they've done splendidly. 6-1 against Leeds, 4-2 against Manchester City, 4-0 against Bolton. There's no team in the Premier League with a greater contrast between home and away form. Keane. Dalma. Robbie Keane. Oh, Deseu got in the way of Curtis and vice versa. Jackson. Stephen Carr. Robbie Keane on the turn! Fires Tottenham back in front. Robbie Keane, a goal scorer for the 5th consecutive game. A master of his art. He's only 23. He's been transferred so frequently already. He's been to Italy briefly, but now he seems to have found his true home. Amdi Faye. Well wide by the Senegalese. It's proving to be an entertaining first half. Plenty of chances at both ends of the pitch. Free kick for Tottenham. Who will shortly be heading in for words of wisdom from their caretaker manager, David Pleat, as soon as Peter Walton blows his whistle. Dalma. He's not grateful to plunge upon it at the second attempt. And there is the whistle, denoting the midway point of this Premier League game, and Tottenham lead it by 2-1. And they played pretty well. It's a good game so far, this. Yakubu took the shot on the run. Turned aside by Keller. David Pleat has been in caretaker charge for nearly 5 months now, since Glenn Hoddle's departure in September. It's his opposite number, Harry Redknapp, who's making the change. A striker for a midfielder. Lamana Luar on loan from Newcastle comes on to make his debut for Portsmouth. Mornar, Quasi. It's a pretty open contest, this. John Curtis. Luar. Berkovic. Yakubu, Berkovic, lovely move. Deserved a goal. When they're playing well, they really do flow, Portsmouth. Usually it happens for them at home rather than on their travels. But today they may be slightly unfortunate still to be trailing. Dalma, good escape. Between two. Kicked clear by Primus. That's a foul. Kubu was the player upended. And on comes Rowan Ricketts. Here's Luar. Richards seemed a bit surprised at his arrival. He'll be even more surprised by that. The familiar celebration that we've seen at Newcastle. What an introduction to life at Portsmouth for Lamano Tresor Luar. Possibly the most unpredictable player in the entire English Premier League, because not even he knows what's likely to happen next when he picks up possession. Held off 2 defenders, found the corner off the inside of the post. And deservedly, Pompey are back on terms. Luar, fending off Johnny Jackson. Nothing is orthodox, which is a joy in itself. Berkovic. It's it back from Mornar. Berkovic was dumped on the seat of his pants by Brown. Mornar. Decision goes Portsmouth's way. I sense a chance here of gaining that elusive first away win of the season. Should be timely, with a trip to Liverpool coming up for the 5th round of the FA Cup in 8 days' time. Overall, they've adjusted remarkably well to the demands of the Premier League, promoted as they were as champions of Division 1 last season. Right fist of Keller. And here's Keane, as ever looking over his shoulder, very aware of his surroundings. Robbie Keane, still going and scoring. His 2nd of the afternoon. His 13th of the season. And Tottenham take the lead for the 3rd time. Such a perceptive player, Robbie Keane. But this was all his own work. Lucky ricochet off Curtis. Bobbling, bouncing finish. He doesn't care too much how they go in, just as long as they do go in. Tottenham 3, Portsmouth 2. Gus Poyet. Fouls for handball, not answered by the referee's whistle. Poyet. Now Yakubu. Support inside from Mornar. Oh, Mornar's there to make it 3-3. Isn't that just typical of Tottenham at the moment? They're conceding so many goals. Ivica Mornar, the Croatian international, feeding off a very good, accurate ball in from Yakubu. 5 minutes to play, plus stoppage time. Brown. De Zeu. Rowan Ricketts. Steve Carr. Must be going through his mind now. He's seen most things in football management, but 2 setbacks like this in the space of 4 days. Davis. Brown. It's a foul. Given against Ledley King. Caught Steve Stone. Well, the sides may be level, but for Tottenham this will feel like a defeat if it stays at 3-3. Portsmouth in their first season in the top division since 1988. Acquitting themselves very well. Here's Poyet. It's whipped off his toe by Curtis. Ledley King is forward. So's Anthony Gardner, all 6'5" of him. There's Richards and Poyet! For the second time in 3 days, White Hart Lane sees a game of football that stands at 4-3. But this time, Tottenham are in front. And let no one be able to claim that they haven't had value for money here. There's always been an opportunistic streak in the play of Gus Poyet. That's why he scored so many goals. Stone. Portsmouth seeking a 4th equaliser. De Zeu is forward. Crescendo of whistles around White Hart Lane. Victory goes to Tottenham Hotspur. There'll be a big measure of relief as well. It's finished Tottenham Hotspur 4, Portsmouth 3.
Tottenham on the right side of a 7-goal thriller this time, but their final league placing of 14th was far from satisfactory for their supporters. A substantial outlay on the transfer front proved fruitless. Their inability to find a permanent replacement for Glenn Hoddle caused uncertainty, and the end result, yet another season of mediocrity. Portsmouth's first season in the Premier League resulted in an excellent 13th place finish. Their fans, who had to endure so much away day misery through the course of the campaign, did finally see their team win away from Fratton Park when a Yakubu goal secured a 2-1 victory at Blackburn in March.